I managed to dig up a few family photos, all my kids, my mom. This was the culprit that got sprayed last night. And this was the one that chewed up my cord. That's Morrow. He's only 6 months old. And you can see by the look on his face, he's always in trouble. And he really is. So basically my story is I worked in restaurant management field until I was about 35 years old. Went back to school because my kids were young and I needed something that wasn't so many hours. I got a paralegal degree. Then I went back to college and I got I was a semester away from getting my bachelor's degree in sociology, criminology when my father died. And so that got put on hold, and I hope someday that I'll be able to finish that last semester, but who knows. I went to work at my first title company in 1995 as a receptionist typist, switched to escrow 2 years later. Back when the subprime market meltdown in about 2007, 2008, I actually took a year off and processed loans for a while. That was kind of a break, but it showed me kind of the other side of what Quinn's job is. I went back to the title company after that year, and I went to work for a company that actually specialized in short sales. And they negotiated short sales for different agents, and they had a pretty good base of agents that they worked for. So I was their short sale coordinator as well as working in escrow. And so when that company closed in 2011 very suddenly, I had about 40 short sale files that I had to take, plus a huge book of business that I took over to Capital Title. Well, now there isn't so many short sales, thank God. I actually just closed one of my last ones 2 weeks ago, because that's a totally different thing. I started my own company that did that, and then I worked in title in conjunction with that. So that worked out really well for me, but my real love is actually doing escrow and title, so that's my story. So a little bit about Capital Title. It was started actually in 2005. I've been in the business for 22 years. Capital Title has been around since 2005. Our owner is Joel Shallow. We have about 20 closers in the Denver area, 6 in Colorado Springs. Our title operation manager, Ed, and we have 4 title examiners. And we have 2 offices, one in Inglewood and one on Northgate Estates Drive. So a little bit, this is Title Insurance 101. I didn't want to make this too heavy because title insurance is really boring. So this is pretty much what the gist of it is. Title insurance is broken down into 3 sections. All title insurance companies have 3 divisions. Title, which examines titles, issues title insurance commitments, and makes underwriting decisions. Then there's escrow, which is what I do, which closes real estate transactions, fulfill title requirements. And then sales brings in new business to the title company. Capital Title doesn't really have a sales division, simply because the closers it's a little different setup than most title companies. And we're our own salespeople, so we don't really have that, so I'm not gonna talk about that. So what is title insurance? Everybody gets it when they buy a house, but why in the world do we need it? Well, title insurance is a form of indemnity insurance predominantly found in the United States, which insures against financial loss from defects of title. Well, what the heck are defects to title, and why do I care? Well, your lender that loans you money. Oh, well, first of all, so there's 2 types of title insurance. There's lender's coverage and there's owner's coverage. When you buy a house, you get an owner's policy. And if you have a loan or you refinance, you get the lender gets a lender's policy. And basically just ensures that your title is marketable. And well, why is that important? Well, it is important. Buying a house is one of the top 5 things that you do in your lifetime. So it is an important aspect of knowing that your title is clear. So there's a couple reasons why you can have title defects. So what are title defects? Well, you can have deeds and wills and trusts that are not correct. You can have outstanding liens and mortgages against the property, taxes the seller didn't pay. If you buy a house without title insurance and you don't get those things checked out, you just never know, honestly, what you're going to get. Easements, pending legal actions. As simple as an incorrect notary acknowledgement. You did a quitclaim deed, or somebody did a quitclaim deed and it wasn't notarized properly. There's also hidden things like forged signatures. And I've seen this several times in my 22 years where people have forged documents in connection with their title, and it causes big problems down the line because you can't get a loan on the property. So there are many reasons for title. Those are typical defects. So escrow, what is escrow? The title company or escrow oversees the closing as an independent third party on your home. And that's important because the lenders require that. It involves transferring large amounts of money, and so it's imperative that you have a third party that does that. And Capital Title, we handle the entire transaction and the transfer of funds from one party to another. So what is my job exactly? Well, first of all, I receive a contract or a title order from, say, Quinn. We order the title commitment from the title examiners. They do a search. They do a search of all the records to make sure there's nothing outstanding against that property. They then issue what they call a title commitment, which I don't have time to go into. I wish I could have, but it's pretty boring. But it is the interesting part of the title process. So then what do I have to do? There's dates on a contract, when you're closing, when your inspection, when you have to do your home inspection by, your appraisal has to be done. We have to watch all those dates, make sure we hear from the agents, make sure everything's going okay. Like Jean was talking about, if suddenly we get a termination notice that says, hey, they're terminating the contract because their inspection failed. There was something on the inspection. So my job is to collect all the information. I have to order homeowners association documents. If you're in a homeowners association, I have to get your payoff information, order your payoffs, utility information, any other lien, the lender information. If the buyer on your house is or you're buying a house, and your lender has to send me their information so that I can input that information. Yep, got it. Is it time already? Oh gosh. Anyway, that's the rest of what I do, and okay, cool. Thank you.